Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly tarot forecast here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of August 1st through August 7th. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to jump right into it here to see what it is that Pisces needs to know for the week of August 1st through August 7th. Let's dive right in. Okay, we have Art or Temperance card. And we have some cups and some earth and some air. Good balance, I think. Yeah, I think a pretty good balance of cards here. I think there's going to be something of the emotional or romantic nature going on with you for this coming week. I think this is for those of you that are in a relationship right now or that are contemplating a relationship. The first card that we got was this Fire card. This card rules Sagittarius. This is the Art or Temperance card. And this, I think, is really you either trying to figure out how you're going to mesh with this person, right? Trying to figure out whether you and this other person are compatible. So if you're already in a relationship, I think you're starting to wonder if this person is right for you. You're starting to kind of wonder if the two of you are really in harmony, and if your purposes maybe are matching up, or just your personalities maybe aren't matching up so well, and you feel like you have to reassess whether or not this is really a good match or a good mix of energies between you and either this potential romantic partner or your current romantic partner. Okay, so I think what is going on with you this week is this 10 of Cups. I think you're going to reach a point where you may decide that it's just too much. It's just too overwhelming. I know the 10 of Cups seems like it's a very good card, and this could really just be that your love and your emotions for this person and your desire for this person is overwhelming any other concern. It kind of overrules any other problems or issues that you have in your life. Like this card's kind of saying that, your love just rules all and dominates the situation, and so nothing else is really all that important. But if that were the case, I don't know why you'd be having so much of this temperance energy, wondering how much of a give and take there needs to be in the relationship, how you might have to kind of try to adjust your personality, or they have to adjust theirs just to make things work and make things more harmonious and more compatible. So I feel like there's still something underlying this relationship that you just feel is out of sorts. That's just not harmonizing. It's not in sync. For some reason, the two of you are just a little bit out of phase. Something's just not meshing, not blending. There's some incompatibility going on, but you have these really intense and full emotions for this person. So I feel like this is really kind of a problem for you. This situation is kind of, you need some sort of guidance, right? You need some sort of help deciding this. Luckily, we have the Star card here, and this, I think, really does represent you wishing for some sign that this relationship was going one way or the other way. This is you really hoping to get some sort of spiritual insight, some sort of enlightenment on this situation, because I feel like you can't really sort this out on your own at this time. I think you have the capacity to figure this thing out. Of course, you're in control of your own life, right? But I feel like you just need a bit of insight coming from the higher spiritual spheres of yourself, your higher soul, the universe, spirit, deity, whatever you're looking for. You need that extra bit of insight in order to figure out which way to go in this situation. Okay, so I think that in large part is what you're kind of waiting for. But I still see, I'm still coming back to this 10 of Cups. And this could be, again, that you're just kind of fed up with the way that this situation is making you feel. I feel like the emotional situation here is just kind of overwhelming. Like it's just a lot of really intense emotions that are starting to overwhelm you, that they maybe are starting to just break down your will to even figure this thing out. Like you just kind of want to throw up your hands and just say, I've had enough. Either this is working or it isn't working. If this is a potential lover, I think this is you just being overwhelmed with feelings about this. And so that might be driving you towards this decision to just kind of wash your hands of it and just give up on the whole thing and not even think about it anymore, not even go after this person, and try to make this relationship happen. If you're in a relationship, this could be, again, you washing your hands and just saying, I'm done. It's too overwhelming. It's just too much. It's too emotional. I don't like the way this is making me feel. I'm done. However, we have the Two of Cups as a very strong indication that it is a good match. It is a good partnership. It is kind of a very complementary person. It's someone that you can harmonize, and there are a lot of love feelings, a lot of good. You are synced up. I think it really is an indication that there's a lot of love between the two of you. There is a strong connection, and any of these incompatibilities, I think, might actually be secondary to this strong connection. But this, again, is that age-old question. Does love conquer all? Is the fact that you have this love connection with this person, or you will potentially, if this is a new person that you're thinking of having a relationship with, is this deep connection, is this love enough to overlook any of the incompatibilities? Okay. So if there is this strong of a connection, can you get past this kind of out of phase, this kind of not syncing up? There's just something that's a little bit in disharmony between the two of you. And for some reason, you're just never quite on the same page. You're never in sync the way things, should be, the way we feel they should be, at least. But this is something that you've been thinking about for a while. I think this week you're going to get that insight coming from the star. You're going to get that flash of insight that's going to give you a clue on how to handle things, on what should be done, and you're going to have an idea of which direction to take. Okay, so I think this is really what's going on this week, but I think that insight is coming. I think that that understanding, that epiphany almost, is going to come from the star card in the form of just like a flash, like an idea, or just an intuition, or just a sudden feeling like, okay, I know what the right thing is. Okay. And I think that's where you're going to start seeing some change in this circumstance. Now, in the immediate future, we see the Knight of Cups. And this is a quick, passionate energy of a romantic and loving and emotional kind. So this really could be either way in this situation. This could be you making that decision and really going for this relationship and really, really going for it and making it happen and making the moves to keep this thing going. Or this could be you literally taking off from the situation. You're taking your cup and you're going home. So it really is going to depend on what your intuition says, what this flash of insight says to you that is the right thing to do. But I do see there being a resolution and a change towards the end of the week. Now, again, I can't predict which way it's going to go. It might not even be option one or option two. There's a whole wide array of possibilities in this situation, okay? But I do see that towards the end of the week, you're going to be making some new moves, making some new decisions, and that's going to be based on this flash of insight that you are getting through the star card, okay? So I really think that is what's coming towards the end of the week, is that that resolution to make at least some sort of an effort, some sort of a change. Something is going to happen. It's not going to just be, you're not going to be stuck in this situation. There's going to be some movement there, okay? Other things that we see, well, a lot more water cards, but first we have the High Priestess. And I think this is representing the relationship or the other person in the relationship. And I feel like this other person is really willing to make things work with you. They're really willing to compromise, to make adjustments, to kind of change the dynamic in the relationship, to change kind of how they live, how they exist. They're really willing to do whatever it takes to make this work with you. And if this is a potential romantic relationship, a potential lover, I think if you choose to pursue that relationship with them, you'll find that they are very accommodating. They're very willing to compromise, very willing to make adjustments, and to really do whatever it takes to make this thing work. Because we do have that very strong love connection that we saw with the Two of Cups. I think that is a good indication that this would be a working relationship. It would be something that eventually is going to get in sync and start to harmonize. It may take a little bit of work to get to that point. But I really feel that it's the other person involved is willing to try just as hard as you might be willing to try. So if that gives you any kind of help in projecting where this is going to go, I hope you'll take that into account. The one card I didn't mention is the Four of Discs that we have as the underlying situation. I feel like whatever situation you're in now, if you're single or if you're in a relationship with this person, I think it's very stable otherwise. There might be this disharmony, this kind of personality conflict, this inability to get in sync with this person. But overall, your life is very stable. You've got a home, you've got some money, you've got a stable job or career, you've got everything else is stable and working and secure in your life. It's just this kind of personality conflict, this emotional kind of friction, or whatever we have going on with this person, that this is really the only issue in your life right now. Because I think everything else with this Four of Discs, everything else is quite stable and quite secure, and it's a good strong foundation that you have that you're working with. So this is really kind of the main focus for you this week, is to figure out what you're going to do with all of these emotions. And I really do feel with the 10 of Cups here that it's getting to a point where you just can't take much more of this. You can't take the constant wondering or just the emotional ups and downs and just the emotional exhaustion that you feel from trying to sort this out, right? Your biggest kind of worry or fear, and I do apologize for the lighting today. I don't know what we did with the lights here. The only issue, I think, in terms of your kind of worries or your fears for the future, is that you're going to have to compromise too much of yourself in order to have just a very kind of baseline, stable, emotional life and relationship with this person. I think while the storms will be behind you, what you're left with are just these Four Cups. It's the stable emotions, the things are good, but there's really no excitement. And I think maybe with this card, it's there's been a lot of compromise, there's been a lot of sacrifice in order to keep things working and keep things stable. And is that really worth it, to have that just kind of rather calm, rather mundane, emotions, that's really kind of just lacking any excitement, lacking any passion. So this is just, things are stable and fine, but there's nothing going on. So is that going to cause you then, long-term outcome card, is that going to cause you to lose interest? Is that going to lead to your just more disappointment and more dissatisfaction with your emotional life? Okay, so this isn't predicting this as a long-term outcome, but I think the way your emotions are kind of going with the 10 of Cups and then into the 4 of Cups and then right here with the 8 of Cups, I think that you're thinking about it in this way. Kind of the scenario that you're playing out in your head is, okay, I'm tired of all of this emotional turmoil and this not knowing and just getting emotionally exhausted. I'm going to do whatever it takes to just kind of to make it work, and so the emotional situation can stabilize, and do whatever I can to just keep things calm. But if I do that, then I'm just going to be disappointed. I'm going to lose interest. There's going to be no excitement, no passion. It's just going to be dull. It's just going to waste away into nothing and be a sad, horrible thing. I think that is just where you're going with it in your imagination. I don't think that is an indication of where everything is for sure headed. I think that's like one of these you know, one of these run-throughs that you do in your head of how it could go. But I like to keep in mind the Two of Cups here at the top. That is just saying, hey, there is a lot of love here. There is a strong connection and a strong compatibility between the two of you that I think is, it's important to keep that in mind. But regardless of all of that, there is some change coming towards the end of the week, and some decision is going to be made. You're going to have this, this insight, this flash of understanding, this epiphany sort of, that's going to lead you to make some new choices, make some moves. Something is going to change in this, so it's not going to be stuck in this situation forever. So you know, it's an emotional time, and you've got some choices for sure ahead of you. So Pisces, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. If this resonated, there is an extended version of this reading, and all of the information is down in the description box. This was your weekly tarot forecast for the week of August 1st through August 7th. Thank you so much for watching.